Yeah, I know what you're thinking. You can get a job in the Middle East simply by trying or by magic, through others, or by fluke. Remember that competition is everywhere. Some here, some there, but bam! Loy Machedo is the best.
In this video, I'm going to share with you the most common businesses that people open up, and it always ends up shutting down. Okay, there is always that itch to start a business, and people invest their time, effort, money, and eventually, even though they do it with the right intentions, the strategy and guidance, whatever, still they fail. So I'm going to jot down or share with you 15 of them. You tell me which one do you feel, oh yes, or which one do you feel, oh no, you're wrong in that. Okay. For those of you who are new to my channel, my name is Loy Machedo. I'm a personal branding strategist. I focus on helping people get well-paying jobs in UAE, Dubai. Other countries are there, but it's not very frequent. I specialize in the Middle East. Then I get requests for Canada, USA, Australia, all that. And people also book my coaching or consultation for personal and professional problems. Okay. So now these are the 15 that I could jot down. First, let me just give you a simple exposure to what is happening here. In Samui, where I stay, first I'll tell you Samui, then I'll tell you globally. Okay. In Samui, where I stay, it is so very common to have people open up a business, because you get these foreigners or you get these people from the West who come down and, once again, espresso without sugar, bitter. Okay. So they come down here loaded with cash, with money, and they assume that, oh, this place is like virgin territory. There is so much of potential. And they think that I'm going to come up with this amazing idea that nobody else has thought about. And they end up opening a business. Now, and some of them also open up a business because they keep saying, this has been my lifelong passion. I always wanted to open up a business. And because they see the expenses are lower here, they open it. Now, the most common businesses that I see opening here and shutting down within months, it doesn't take even years. The restaurant business, it's so very common to have people open up. They'll open up a Mediterranean or a British or a Thai. Imagine being a foreigner coming to Thailand and opening a Thai restaurant. You're not Thai yourself and you're opening a Thai restaurant. And then some of them tend to bring their cuisine. He's from the UK, so he brings British cuisine here. Some of them feel, okay, I'm going to have a kind of coffee shop kind of business, or I'll make sandwiches. And so all of it sounds nice. However, what they don't realize is there are so many parts to running a restaurant, so many parts. And that is why majority of people shut down restaurants. Okay, so restaurants is one. The second one, which is very common here, is bars. People tend to open up bars left, right, and center. I do not know what is the logic behind it. Maybe because I'm not a drinker, but all of them will open up a bar. They'll say, this was my dream. It was always, or they'll have a pub or a bar kind of, we will sit down with the lads and we will talk. Yeah, all that is fine, but it costs quite a sum of money. And then they think, okay, I'll bring girls here. I'll pay girls and bring them here. And let them entertain the guests and get friendly with them. I don't mind. They can make a commission. It doesn't work out. There is a dime a dozen. I mean, every second shop you go is either a restaurant or a bar or a pub or a restaurant. It keeps going on. And the third one, which is very common here at least, is massage parlors. They think that, okay, I'll just open up a shop, which is a one-time kind of or yearly expense. I'll have the staff here. You earn 50%, I earn 50%. Yeah, they'll sit down there and they'll busy play with their phones. And if you don't get any customers, well, they don't eat food for the day. And finally, they get fed up and they leave. So then you have a business that you set up, you bought the chairs, you bought everything, curtains, and then you end up in a loss. Maybe not a very big loss, but it's a loss nevertheless. Okay. And then you get these one-off creators, which I see people here, and somewhere I'll give you two more, is travel agency. They'll have a travel agency where they think, okay, I will target people from my country and bring them here. Initially, maybe they are able to get a couple of people, but eventually it dies out. And then I think the worst of the worst is renting scooters, renting stuff. Because when the tourists come here, they don't respect your stuff. They don't care. There are so many cases where people have rented out the stuff, an accident, and damage the stuff or run away without paying. So, yeah. So these are the 5 that are here on this island. Okay. Now, if you're talking globally, and given my experience based in Dubai, okay, I thought it was very exclusive to UAE, but what I realized, it is across the board in many other countries. So you can tell me which among the 15 is very common. The first one is obviously restaurants, which I told you. Okay. Second one is I see people opening, especially in Dubai, health clubs, gymnasiums, MMA clubs, then hybrid. They will teach you MMA and there is a gym attached to it, or they'll have a gym and they'll have like a coffee shop attached to it. Hybrids. It doesn't work out. I myself have opened up a gym with my parents when I was in Sharjah. The logic is you just buy equipment. You don't have to spend any more money. It is just plates and it is just machine. So you don't have to spend any money there. You just get a gym coach and he will teach people and people will just come in. And then obviously you make money selling supplements. You buy cheap and you sell expensive. You'll sell shakes, you'll sell juice. And then obviously some other ambitious ones sell steroids and all that. All this sounds fine. And I'll tell you, you might think that, okay, I'll have people train in the morning or in the night. But then there is a dead zone where people go to work. There, nobody comes. And then if you have another gym that competes with you and gives them a special offer for 6 months or 1 year, then you lose all your customers and clients. And even though you don't spend money for the equipment, the gym, machines, you need to incentivize people to come and spend money there. If they just pay the membership and some of them turn up, some of them don't turn up, it doesn't make any sense. And remember this much, you might think it's a very big profitable venture, but when you calculate all the expenses after you pay everything, including rent, which is a killer, you'll end up with enough money for only to support 1 or 2 people. This is a fact. It's real. And remember, there are other things depending on the country. There is the municipality, there is a health checkups, there is the checkups for the gym coach. And many of the gym coaches also, there's a lot of unethical stuff that goes on, that they will send people to other gyms and other gyms will, poach on your clients. So there's quite a level of nonsense there. The number 3 is clothes business. I can never understand why people would think that running a clothes business is profitable. Well, the only exception to the rule is I know one person who is in touch with me. She started this clothes business from India. She buys clothes very, very cheap. It's like she purchases them for $20 in dirhams, $20 or even less. And she puts a marking of like up to 100. And she has created this exclusive Facebook group and WhatsApp group and Telegram and Line. And she has, kind of this closeness with them where she keeps selling. And she's really doing very well. She has opened multiple branches. But the reason I'm not revealing her identity is because I didn't take a permission. So she was one of the rare exceptions. But her target audience is only ladies because she is an Indian. She has all these lady friends and she works out well with them. People have tried to copy her template and do it, competitors and all, they have all failed. But clothes business, I see it. Why would you want clothes business? Like, what is so profitable? In fact, my wife, she purchases second-hand clothes, which is less than $1 and puts a markup and sells it at $2. Even that, even though she makes money, but if she, if I didn't pay the rent, if I didn't take care of her, if I didn't pay food expenses, she wouldn't be able to survive. So selling clothes, I can't understand. And in the same light, it is number 4 is trading. people believe, okay, I will buy 10 items of one thing and I'll get it for cheaper and I'll sell it. Yeah, it works initially, but very soon there are a lot of people out there who keep an eye on what is selling very well. And, once they figure out what you're selling, they will just backtrack and, like reverse engineer and find out someone from China or Alibaba or someone who's selling the same. And, they'll just put their sticker on it. In fact, this can be an added item. Many people have told me, Loy, why don't you sell your merch, like teacups or cups or shirts or bandanas or banyans, and put your face logo? I Just because every other YouTuber does it, they have told me, why don't you do it? Personally speaking, I don't see anything great in having a t-shirt with my face on it. That is the first thing. And second one is, let's assume it would be something really great. Oh, having Loy's face or Loy's statements or my, logo or whatever there. I mean, what prevents anyone from just copying that and printing it out and selling it? And remember this much, when you sell merchandise, you also need logistics. You need to sell it via, the courier. You need to pre-plan for damages. You need to prepare for losses. People can even write negative reviews. It's a big headache, man. It's not that easy. You should be dedicated to have a flair for it, and you should really have a very big customer base, very active one, not just subscribers, followers, and people who really go crazy about what you're doing. And if you're talking just t-shirts and caps and this, who the hell wants here? Unless you're some big mega star, which I am not. No way. I wouldn't. The only person who would wear my shirt with my outline of my face, which I did have, is me. I don't think anyone else would do that. And unless I give something for free, people will not pay any money. Number 5, this is the common mistake everyone makes, a very big common mistake. If something is trending or something is like selling like hotcakes or something everyone's talking about, then they'll want to get. Cryptocurrency is a good example. Man, how many people I know jumped into cryptocurrency? Yes, the initial people who jumped into it early on, early adopters, made lots of money. But eventually, all the people lost their money. And even the early adopters, some of them had big losses. But thankfully, because they started early, they had a big chunk. So depending on their strategy. So see, when you go something that is selling like hotcakes or is a trending item, it'll work until it doesn't work. You could check on the internet and see, soft toys or, those ones with big eyes. Even they had a pet rock stone, a rock. People are selling at a premium. Then I told you cryptocurrency. Then, so many other services where, we are going to have this community of cryptocurrencies and blockchain and technology and AI, and it all dies off. It all dies off. Number 6 this is very common with people online. They go to Shopify, they go to all these online stores or even service providers like Fiverr, Guru.com, Upwork.com, even Skillshare and all these places where they give you videos to make educational videos. Initially, you will experience success, but I can tell you, when you're online, and because it's so easy to enter, there'll be someone who looks at what you're doing, they will copy what you're doing because it's easy for them also to enter. And then next thing you know, there are 10 people. In fact, I'll tell you this. Many people have said, why don't you write a book, a PDF? Do you know how easy it is to download a PDF? Let's say you pay $1 for a PDF, you download it, you edit it. And today with all these softwares that are available, AI and all that, you can just copy paste every paragraph, rearrange, shuffle it and sell it and repackage it as your own. There are so many people who have done that. So, and even if you buy whatever product you buy and sell online, I can assure you there'll be 10,000 other competitors waiting to copy what you're doing. Number 7, this one is very common. This is e-commerce stores. Supermarkets. In Dubai, it is every building below has a supermarket. Every building, small grocery shop, supermarket. I don't know. They just feel that it's the easiest business to do. But I'll tell you where you're talking of money. When you give PDCs, post-dated checks, when people don't pay you on time, or when people buy on credit, it becomes a massive headache, and then you're just living hand to mouth. Number 8, this one is very common with our college students and people who believe fake it till you make it, the coaching business, consulting business. All of a sudden, you'll see everyone is a 7-figure income coach, 7-figure. He will change your life. In fact, people even question my credibility. Hey, what the hell this tattooed face is going to teach? What does he know? What does he know about corporate life? Where has he worked? And, and these are legit questions. These are not stupid questions. So just imagine if me being online for the last 16 years, full time, 11 years, been doing this for 20 years of my life, I'm still have to prove myself repeatedly. Then just imagine every Tom, Dick, and Harry who jumps into this. There are people who have copied my content. There are people who have copied my style. There are people who have copied my title. There are people who have copied, oh, he's a coach, I'll also be a coach. Even college students, they have tried this. They have websites as that. Eventually it dies out. Now you might say that, oh, but there's no money involved in it. My dear, there is time. You have to spend time. You have to spend money. It doesn't come for free. See, now when I'm making the video, it is costing me time. It is costing me my whole day. This camera, this setup, this editing software, all this costs money. This is not for free. This content that I'm giving, I don't get paid anything for it. But then when you're talking of having a customer, there you need to know what is your rate, how much should he pay, how much time should you dedicate. And you can't, people are not stupid, people are not fools. You can't give them generic advice, man. And that's how it works. The next one, which I tend to notice is number 9, is a cafeteria. Cafeteria is so very common, especially in Dubai. Every guy will have a tea shop, will have a sandwich shop, will have a more on a humorous side, burger shop. They'll just buy burgers and they'll fry it, or barbecue stuff. Here it's very common, barbecue stuff. Juice they will make, and coffee they will give it. Eventually you realize, I'm not making any money. Yes, money is coming, money is going, but it's not enough for me to survive and sustain, especially when you have to maintain staff. Number 10 is construction. Many people get into construction. This one is slightly heavy in terms of risk, in terms of investment, in terms of getting people with their visas or providing labor. I am not very well versed with the construction industry, but I can tell you definitely it's not cheap, it's not easy, and the losses when they mount, it's going to be very big, especially if a customer or client who you provided service to doesn't pay. And payment is the biggest issue in this industry, because they can say no for various reasons, from quality control to expectations, and customers can drive you nuts, man. Then number 11 is a gift shop. I find that, like you have this $1, $2, or it's the same thing that you buy from Alibaba and you sell it here. Why would someone want a gift shop? And the logistics and the warehousing to keep all this, to maintain all. And when you sit there in the shop and nobody is coming in because they've seen everything, what will you do? And there's one shop that I particularly go to, and the only reason I go there is they keep changing the stuff that they have. Like only best-selling items they'll keep constant, like tissue boxes and all that. Like see this one, tissue boxes and all that, or even alcohol just to clean this thing. But rest of the stuff, children's toys or kitchen items, they keep changing it, especially when it doesn't change, and especially when it doesn't sell. And that's the only reason we go there. Otherwise, if you know that a shop is selling the same stuff and it's boring and dead, it doesn't work, man. The only reason it works here is people where they live there and they sell there, so they can negate the expenses. Otherwise, if you're paying rent, it's not going to survive. Number 12 is event management. Many people think that setting up a seminar company or a training company or a company that will supply DJs or MCs or lights or sounds. Remember, anyone can get into the business of lights and sounds. The worst part is undercutting. That's where you suffer. And the second one is the guys who rent out your system, they will abuse your system. And then people don't factor in that to do an event, before the event, they will, you need to set up and prep up the place. After the event, you need to remove everything and send it back. So your whole day goes just for one event. And then when you have people undercutting your price just to get it, you can't survive. And people think it's very easy to get magicians and DJs and MCs. Man, they themselves, they want to make money. So they might end up cheating you, or, going and meeting the client behind your back because they don't want to. They'll tell the client, you can pay me less, get in touch with me directly. So they are not marketing you, and they don't have any loyalty towards you. So musicians, all that, very hard to maintain talent. Ordinary people, it's very hard to keep. These people who want their name and the ego and they consider themselves stars is even harder to manage. Then number 13, this one is repair shops. Um, See, the number of times there is a breakdown is very rare. And then even if there is a breakdown, the margin that you make is very small unless it's something so unique. And nowadays, the technology that comes out from Apple to Samsung to all these phones and becomes very, very hard. Even printers and all that, they have made it in such a way that you can do it by yourself. So there's no need for repairman. And where the items need repair, like Apple offers Apple Care, Samsung offers Samsung Plus or whatever. So they make sure that if you're not registered with them or you do not have their branding or their permission, you don't survive. So very hard to make money there unless you are living the simplest life where you're covered with grease and you don't mind the simple life. Number 14, real estate. At least I see this very much here. In Dubai also, there are quite a number of real estate. They start their company, they make a big noise, they make a big website, big claims, big number of properties. But eventually what they realize is they die out. And there is a lot of industrial espionage that goes on between each other. So if you have many clients, your salesperson has the database, someone else will pay money, cheat them. So there's a lot of that dirty business going on. And it's very hard to put a plug to it. Last, if not the least, this one I don't see very often, but it's still there. Having a computer shop with computer parts or internet provider or gaming. It's a very volatile industry, man. Very, very volatile industry, which changes. And if you are offering internet services, remember nowadays internet is damn cheap. So why would anyone come there? I still see people having internet shops, and then they have places where children will play. But kids, when they come to play, it causes more harm to manage it than to actually, managing is harder. Buying is not hard. And then you also have people who cause a lot of damage to your keyboard, your mouse, your monitor. There are some people who literally even take out the parts of the computer because they are well trained. They know what to do. So there, the possibility of a longevity is very, very hard. There are other businesses like freight forwarding and other services, but I don't see them come very much. So these are the businesses that I felt, most people start and it fails. Remember, you can't reinvent the wheel. If there is a demand, you can meet it. But when the demand dies out, then you're left with a lot of stock, a lot of dead stock. And I think the hardest part in any business, is one is getting recurring clients, repeated clients, and second one is managing staff. These are the two biggest areas. So, and remember, you can't stop competition. Competition is always around the corner. So these are the businesses that I know for a fact fail. Let me know what are your thoughts. You agree, disagree? And if anything I've missed out, feel free to, comment down below. I love to read your comments. Having said that, good, bad, ugly, this is me signing off. You guys take care.